Greatness can only be identified by greatness. And in his column that he recently wrote on ESPN Cricinfo, Greg Chappell has given the ultimate tribute to Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is the most influential cricketer India have had. Sachin Tendulkar, all the others, they all come a very distant second behind Virat. Now, why has Greg Chappell given such a big tribute to Virat Kohli? He highlights the points in his column. The certain key factors in his column are: Virat Kohli redefined expectations, challenged conventions, symbolized self-assured, unapologetic India of the 21st century. His departure leaves not only a statistical void, but a seismic shift in energy. Everybody mentioned that Virat Kohli redefined modern India. Fearless, aggressive, not taking a step back, the mongrel instinct that was there, everything was done by Virat. His 68 test tenure from 2014 to 2022 ensured that opponents would fear India. Not just ensured, okay, they were the nice guys, yeah, let them always finish second. They didn't have a New Zealand image. They had an image that was molded on Australia. And that is why Virat Kohli deserves all the credit for ensuring he changed the way how everybody looked at India. No longer were they the second best, oh, let us just ensure that we take things calmly, gentleman behavior. No. Mongrel, aggressive, redefined expectations, challenging conventions. That was India. Highlighted by what he did at Lord's 2021. 60 overs of hell, passionate celebrations, aggressive celebrations against the Australians. He gave it back to them. He goes on to mention, most Australian, non-Australian cricketer we have ever seen. A snarling warrior in whites, never giving an inch, always demanding more. Wherever India went, be it at home, be it at away series, they made it a point that every match was been played according to our terms, not on the opponent's terms. That is why Virat Kohli and the Indian cricket team were so dominant in that era. Yes, they had setbacks in South Africa, they did have setbacks in New Zealand, they dominated Australia in that period, they had the wood over England also, although they didn't win in England in 2021. But at this point in time, Virat Kohli needs all the credit to his captaincy and to his demeanor for ensuring he molded India into one of the most modern, aggressive cricketing nations that is there. Chappell went on to highlight two particular instances. Kohli's return to England in 2018 was the stuff of redemption mythology. I mean, 2014, only 134 runs. Questions were asked, oh, Virat isn't a test cricketer. But then, when he came back in 2018, he tackled Anderson, he tackled Broad. He had gotten in Anderson's skin. Every single time when the question was asked, why are you not able to get Virat Kohli out? Anderson would respond, do you want to come into the backroom stuff? That is what he had. Kohli got under the skin of the opponent so much that they just lost focus. Australia in 2018-19 was a coronation. All the aggression, all that passion had built up into Virat Kohli giving India their first win, first Asian nation to win down under. India had never won a test series in Australia. Kohli led a team that believed it could, and it did. The belief was so much that despite losing at Perth, you won in Melbourne and then you won the series 2-1 after winning in Adelaide. That is why Virat Kohli, his 18-19 series win in Australia was truly a stuff of legends. But the highest praise came from this. Kohli became the blueprint for modern Indian cricketers. Relentlessly professional, obsessively fit, and mentally ironclad. His evolution mirrored India itself, confident, global, yet deeply connected to its roots. We go by the aggression, we go by the modernity, we go by the global outlook, but we still have our roots intact. That is why Indian culture in its own ethos is so different. And Virat epitomized that in that column. He mentions why Virat Kohli has been the most influential figure in Indian cricket. Why? Because he changed not just results but mindsets. He wanted Test cricket to thrive. For India to be respected, they needed to dominate the hardest format, and boy, did they do it. In that 16, 17, 18, 19 period, yes, setbacks in the Sena countries were different, but wins in Australia ensured that India would be feared. A drawn series in England would mean that India were feared. Yes, you didn't win in South Africa and New Zealand, but at home, Virat just lost 2 tests in his entire period. If that is not dominance, then what is? He changed the culture of fitness. He ensured that India had an envious fast bowling lineup. He walked with a swagger, often spoke too loudly, always played too hard. And in doing so, he became the icon of an India no longer content to play supporting roles. What is happening now in India is a surge of pride and nationalism. And Virat Kohli really appreciated that. He was a symbol of all of that. Because India were doing so well in cricket. And that is why, is he the most influential figure that we have ever seen in Indian cricket? You can write to us in the comments below. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.